If you turn more, your arm should kind of lift. As it swings over here, you kind of turn more, and you should be able to, just with your weight shift and your limp arm and timing everything, you should be able to create the kind of whip that your arm should be doing. Welcome back to the DynamicDiscs channel, where we help you become a better disc golfer. I'm Danny, and in this video, I'm helping my friend Lucas add some power and control to his backhand form, like I have for 2 other people already in this series. In all of these videos, I'm hoping to cover every aspect of disc golf form, and we've already covered some of the basics, so this time I'm moving on to more advanced. My friend Lucas hasn't been playing super long, but he sent me this video of his form. He's got pretty decent timing from what I can tell, he's just not very smooth with his throw. His arm looks to be very tense, and I think that's what's preventing him from throwing with more power. The first drill I wanted to have Lucas do is called the figure 8 drill. It's a fun drill to do, and it really emphasizes how your body is the starting point for all the power in the throw. The one thing I would caution you about is that if you're not careful with the timing, it can make rounding feel really powerful. So for this first drill, it's called the figure 8 drill. And the main premise of this is the concept behind throwing is that your body throws your arm, which throws the disc. It's not so much your arm muscling through and powering to throw the disc. It's more like your body throws your arm, which throws the disc. And the real concept behind that is your arm is not too tense. You want to keep your arm very loose. And so for this drill, it's really important that your arm has no muscle flexing in it at all. Okay. So you want to start with just hanging your arm down. Yep. Totally loose. Not doing anything with it. If the wind might blow it, it's just a hunk of meat hanging off your shoulder. Okay. Okay. Stand with your feet a little wider than shoulder width apart, just kind of natural. And the idea is we're going to try and make our arm do the throwing motion just by shifting our weight. Okay. So you can start with your arm just shifting back and forth, just like a clock pendulum. It just kind of goes back and forth. And then as you shift your weight forward, you kind of shift your hip back, and then your arm will start to kind of make this figure 8 kind of a pattern. The timing is weird to not slap yourself in the thigh or in the pocket, but you should be able to get your arm to kind of swing here back behind you and then forward again. If you turn more, your arm should kind of lift. As it swings over here, you kind of turn more, and you should be able to, just with your weight shift and your limp arm and timing everything, you should be able to create the kind of whip that your arm should be doing. So your arm kind of swings back here and up, and then as you rotate forward, it should swing in and through before it falls down. Just by shifting your weight and shifting your hips. But this is kind of tricky, so that's kind of the idea, yeah. Okay. Your arm just limp. It's really weird to get it up that high, but if you do,
once you do it, and
then your arm, it's because your elbow only folds one way. It'll swing in and then out. Sorry to interrupt, but if you're watching this video the day it releases, Supreme Day 1 was yesterday, and we released the Supreme Escape. You can find it available at all your local retailers, or of course, DynamicDiscs.com. And let me tell you, this incredible Supreme plastic combined with the Super Glide of the Escape is awesome. You're not gonna wanna miss out. Okay, back to higher quality Danny in the studio. It's hard to get a feel for that drill, especially the last part where you try to make your arm come in without flexing. But Lucas got the idea really fast of not actually moving his arm to make his arm move, if that makes sense. The next drill I wanted him to work on, it was the heavy bottle drill. This drill is one I've taught before a few times, and it really emphasizes the extra power that comes from actually finding the power pocket and getting that unfolding motion in your throw. And I thought the combination of staying loose but still getting that whip was the piece that Lucas was missing. So this next drill is called the heavy bottle drill. The idea behind this is I noticed in your throw, the disc kind of stays out, your arm stays relatively straight, the disc kind of stays out in front of you. And the idea behind what you sacrifice with that is you don't get very much leverage from your arm cracking like a whip. Okay. So what this drill does is it lets you feel the cracking that comes from unfolding a lot better because it basically makes the whip longer. So the whip is your arm, your body is flinging your arm. We're gonna make the whip longer so that you can feel it better. So the way we do that is I put my middle finger through the loop in the top, and then I hang it like this because I think it's easier on the bottom, and then you make a fist and the bottle's hanging right there. And then, so the way the drill starts is you kind of start swinging it around, and you can feel how the bottle kind of gets heavier sometimes and feel how hard you're whipping it. But the way to really make it feel like it's whipping really hard is to point the bottle at your chest and then let it unfold, and you feel how much heavier the bottle gets then compared to just whipping it around. So if your arm doesn't curl up around the disc, that's kind of like when you're just swinging it like this.
Yeah.
But if you do curl it up and you make this power pocket and you point it at your chest, then it goes way harder.
Ooh, I feel that.
Yeah, that has some good whip to it. That was a lot more smooth too.
Yeah.
Woo! One thing that Lucas was obviously struggling with was his release angle. Almost all of his shots came out on a good bit of anhyzer. And I tried to give him a quick tip to help with that by raising his follow through, but with what I learned from the first episode with overloading information, I didn't push it too hard, because he had a lot to think about and some big changes he was already making. With any change you make to your form, there's gonna be a little bit of a step back in skill as you're relearning how to throw, and it can be tempting to try and change a lot of things to make up for that backward step. But in my experience, that ends up making the steps backwards add up and the progression forwards gets lost in the confusion. It's much more effective to stick with the thing you're working on until you see the benefit, and then moving on to something else. So sticking with working on his swing, I thought that getting his off arm better powering the throw could help him with feeling the power leverage from his body rather than trying to muscle the disc. So this last drill, just one more thing to think about. It looked like you were getting your right arm pretty well, but something I did notice is your left arm, you kind of keep it out here to your side, and it would be a lot more power for your throw if it was tighter.
Really? Okay.
So your left arm, just like your right, is a hunk of meat.
Yep.
It's got some weight to it, and you can use that weight to power your throw.
Okay.
So if you just stand there and you move your arm forward and then stop it, you can feel how it torques your shoulders a little bit, just without even turning. And so that weight, you can use that to help turn your shoulders in your throw. And the timing is tricky, but it can add a lot of power.
Okay.
So the easiest way to feel that is to do it with something heavy.
Okay.
So grab your bag here with your left hand.
Yep.
That's quite a heavy bag.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Newton's something law.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop out. Whatever. If it's moving and then it stops, the energy has to go somewhere, and we want that to go into our shoulders. So if you swing it forward and then stop
I wasn't even trying to move my shoulders. It's just
you feel the torque there. So that's kind of the idea. Another way to think of it is to think of kind of squeezing your shoulders together, so that as you're throwing the disc, your shoulders can spring open to throw it. You don't want to pull with your arm. It's just your collarbones will come together and then spring open. That's another way to think of it. It's kind of the same timing.
okay.
Usually you want to start with your hand kind of wide. Where it is now is great, or when you throw, it's good. But then as you want to, I usually say to bring your hand down the inside of your left leg, your back leg.
Yep.
And that will kind of compress your shoulders a little bit, and it'll help add some power.
Okay.
You want to give it a shot?
Sure.
That was a smooth throw.
Yeah.
That's good. It looked like your left arm was still kind of up here.
Yeah,
but
it definitely was.
It's a hard habit to break.
Yeah, just like I'm definitely trying to incorporate it, like trying to go here first and then kind of get everything initiated then.
It's kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you think about doing it early, like you try to do it first, or as you're reaching back, I've seen some people try to start their left arm as they're going back, and that tends to turn your shoulders too early. So it's got to be right as you're starting the forward swing. It's kind of at the same time.
Yeah. See, this is the one thing about disc golf that is so tricky. It's like there's a lot of little things, but it happens at the same time.
It's just all one big swing of your whole body together, but it's hard to get all those little things. Lucas was very eager to learn, and he was really excited to try new things to improve his form. I'm really excited to see him improve with his smoothness and hopefully get that release angle dialed in a little while later. But that's all I got for this episode. Thanks for watching. You can find links to all the drills as well as Lucas's socials in the description, and make sure to subscribe for more content on how to become a better disc golfer. Always remember, slow is smooth and smooth is far.